Take a look at multiplying variable expressions with exponents. This will probably be a little bit of a review for some of you. It's hopefully going to solidify this skill and wipe away any final questions that you might have about it. Okay, so the general rule when we're doing this is that we want to multiply the coefficients, which are usually the numbers just to the left of the variables, and write the bases, which tend to be the variables. We notice here where it's base or base says you could have more than one. And then you want to add the exponents. Okay, a little asterisk with that is you want to add the exponents for like bases. So we'll just do a couple of quick examples here. The most basic of these here, where it says directions please simplify, is number 1. It just says a times a, and what we want to see there is that the coefficients, if you don't notice right off, they are both 1, and the exponents are both 1. Okay, it's the only thing that can really confuse this problem if you have this rule nailed down, is not realizing that. Okay, so we're going to multiply the coefficients and get 1, which I'm not going to write, and then I'll write the base, which is in this case a, the variable, and I will add the exponents, which is going to give me a 2. Now, just to dispel some things I've seen kids do with this out of habit, they want to say that a times a equals a, because for some kids it sounds right. But if you think about it, this can't be right, because that's like saying any number times itself is itself. And we take an example like 3 times 3. That's not equal to 3. So a times a is not equal to a. But it does make sense that 3 times 3 is equal to 3 squared. So a times a is in fact going to be equal to a squared. Okay, we're going to continue to see that little model in action on a larger scale in the rest of these examples. So we have here in example 2, 4gh times 7gh. So following the rule, I'm going to multiply the coefficients and get 28. And then I'm going to write the base, or bases, which is g and h. And then I'm going to add exponents for the like bases. The g's both have a 1, giving me a g squared, and the h's both have a 1, giving me an h squared, making the final answer 28g squared h squared. Similarly, in the next problem, we're going to multiply coefficients. Okay, so where we have negative 5m times 8m, negative 5 and 8m are the coefficients, giving me negative 40. I'll write the bases. There's only one base, although it appears twice. It's m. And I will add my exponents, which again, they are both 1s here, so I will get a squared, making the answer negative 40m squared. Okay, continuing on to the next example, we see that the coefficients here are 12 and 1. And we'll multiply them, and then we're going to get 12. Then we're going to write our bases, which are x, y, and m. And then I will add my exponents, which are going to give me 1 and 1 for the x is 2, 2 and 1 for the y is 3, and then the m, there's only one m, so it has an exponent of 1. It remains 1. I don't write the 1. We don't need to write the 1 when it's the multiplier, or coefficient, or an exponent. So the answer is 12x squared y cubed m. The letters could be in any order. Most books actually alphabetize them in their answer keys, so you would probably tend to see here that this would say 12m x squared y cubed. Continuing on the next example, we see that we've got b times b times b times b. All the coefficients are 1. All the exponents are 1. I'm filling them in here. You don't have to. You need to see them in your mind's eye, though. If you don't see them, write them in, but you want to start to be able to see them without writing them. So my coefficients are going to be 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1, which I don't need to write. And then I'll write my base, which is b. And then I will, in fact, add my exponents, which is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. So that should be pretty straightforward. That's b to the fourth. Okay, just a little bit of a curveball in the last example. We're gonna move this into just a little bit harder. Okay, just to have you see that this does get into harder problems. Okay, so we see that we're going to multiply our coefficients, which are 7/2 and 8/11, and there's no shame for that in terms of going to our calculator. Okay, so I'll just do 7 divided by 2 times 8 divided by 11, and hitting math, enter, enter, will make sure that we get a fraction and not a decimal. So we're going to get 28/11. Then we're going to write our base, which is m. Then we're going to add our exponents, and here's the little curveball. We see that the exponent over here for this factor is negative. 4 plus -6 is -2. Okay, at this point this is correct. Maybe you've seen the next step, maybe you haven't. It's that we cannot finish writing exponents as negatives. We have to make them positive exponents. But when we do this, we change the location of the base from numerator to denominator or denominator to numerator. So we see here that this is kind of m over 1, so it's in the numerator, which allows me to rewrite the final answer here as 28 over 11m to the second, where we change that exponent to a positive. Okay, the first 5 examples are really where the great importance is in the general rule of multiply the coefficients, write the bases, add the exponents for the matching bases. Okay, that little problem here at the end, just a little bit of an intro to some things you will see. Maybe plant a little seed. Okay, so that is multiplying with exponents in variable expressions, and enjoy. Feel free to watch it again. This is as pretty much at the basic level as you can get with this area in terms of multiplication and exponents. You really have to have it mastered at this level.